Marlos, God bless you. Thank you for being part of me. Let me go ahead and get started, okay? I gotta finish getting ready to pack and get some work done. Here's what I want you to write down first this morning, and I pray that you receive it. Each success only buys an admission ticket to a more difficult problem. Let me get that to you again. Each success only buys an admission ticket to a more difficult problem. Let me say it again. Each success only buys an admission ticket to a more difficult problem. This morning when I got up, I was thinking about some things, and I began to share some sentiments with God this morning. And when he began to talk back to me in communion, when most of us are starting out in life, we have little to give up and are highly motivated to change. But God began to reveal to me, the more we begin to climb, the more we begin to accumulate some of the good things in life. Hear me. And as I talked about yesterday, the trade-offs, they demand, hear me, they demand a higher price, and we are less inclined to change because we feel we don't have to because we've arrived. One of the most dangers in relationships, ministry, whatever you want to call it, one of the many dangers of success is that when you get to the place where you are now unteachable, when you are to the place where you are now, I want to say it right, when you are now above reproach, and when you become too familiar, you lose the respect. Many people today have really convinced themselves that they know more than enough to succeed. Their way is the only way. And that most importantly, they can discontinue in their growth being void of you. And they can just coast along because they got what it is that they needed. Today, when I was talking to God, he said something to me, and I nearly got scared in my office. He said a lot of people are trading in their intervention just so they can be popular. Some of us right now, we have traded the growth for a formula for success, and we would rather be complacent than to be revolutionary. I want to say this to you, and I pray that you don't get upset with me. You can't argue with success. This is the quote that they say, but I must tell you they are wrong with that quote. And I say that because the skills that got you there are probably not the skills that's going to continue to keep you going where you need to go. Did you hear what I just said? So you think because the first set of skills that you got was good, help me, watch this, you're going to need even that much more to continue to go up the escalator ladder of where you're supposed to be going. I really believe with the whole heart on the inside of me that this is very true, considering how things change quickly. I am a very tech savvy person. Anybody know me know I'm very tech savvy, and there is updates that comes on our phones pretty much at least once a week. There's some kind of update you're doing. You're doing it to an app that you have. You're doing it to updating your phone, to updating operating systems now. Your computers are being updated. Even your watches now have to be updated if they are connected to your smartphones in any type of way. And I'm telling you now, a few years ago, 11 years ago, hear me, 11 years ago, the iPhone did not exist. And now we're at iPhone X. Twitter did not exist a few years ago. Facebook did not exist. But no matter how successful that you are, hear me, you have been up to a certain point. You can never stand put. Hear me very carefully. If you want to continue to grow, if you want to continue to learn, you got to keep going up the ladder. Sometimes you got to keep trading up. And hear me, when you have to trade some things and give up some things, it's going to cost you some things. The only job security that we have is our individual commitment to personal development. Um, I am a very astute person that believes in truth, so I walk in that very thing. Not everything in my life is on the trading block. Did y'all hear what I say? Not everything in my life is on the trading block. I'm not willing to trade in my career. I'm not willing to trade in my relationship. I'm not willing to trade in my marriage. I'm not willing to trade in my children. I'm not willing to trade those things. I'm willing to trade my fame. I'm willing to trade popularity. I'm willing to trade that if it's going to impact lives where we're supposed to go. And I'm not willing to trade away my values for anything or for anyone. Are you hearing me? These kind of trade-offs will lead to regret if you're not careful. You got to know how to recover from some things. That's why I believe it's ever so important to create systems and draw lines for ourselves to play it safe. What kind of trade-offs have you been making in your life that has caused you great pain? What trade-offs in your life has caused you hardship? What trade-offs in your life have caused you to say, man, that wasn't a good decision, and now I got to reap the consequences of those bad decisions? Matter of fact, for some of you, have you even thought about it? I'm realizing even today, I was in one place with people, and now I'm not in that place with them at all. Matter of fact, it's being more far removed by the day. Why? Because I have learned how to develop. Once I see a certain picture, I know how to follow the script to it. One thing about me, I'm very disciplined. I'm very guarded, but also in that I know how to pay close attention to details. If you pay attention close to life, all you got to do is pay attention to the signs, and they'll tell you where you're going. My dad taught me when I was very young. I was driving when I was 12 years old, illegally, of course. He said, if you follow these green doors, they'll take you anywhere you're supposed to go. Whether it takes you a little time or a lot of time, it'll take you where you need to go. And I'm learning that one of my personal trade-off guidelines is that I have to be willing to give up sometimes some financial security for my potential tomorrow. Some of you right now, you don't invest, and because you don't invest, you don't get to where it is that you're going. You can't walk through life always thinking that free is going to get you there. You must understand that I have made several career move changes in my lifetime, and watch this here. Some of them I had to take a pay cut. Did you hear what I just said? Some of them I had to reduce. Sometimes I had to come down. I had to come away from. Because hear me, one thing I love is not a platform. I love opportunity. And because I value opportunity over security. Listen to me. I value opportunity over security. You might want to write that down and put that in your toolbox to apply to your life. You need to value opportunity over security. Hear me. If you work hard enough, you will earn the ability to make more money in the long run if you're willing to deal with the opportunity versus the security. And when you begin to focus and align yourself and balance yourself to the place that you should be, you will find yourself in that very place where you will open doors. On last night, I was talking to one of my seminary classes on last night, and I began to say to them, you got to know your strengths, your weaknesses, your interests, and your opportunity. There are 4 things that will get you into a good place of awareness. Let me give it to you again. I'll give it to you for free. They may get mad at me, but I'm going to give this nugget to you for free. There are 4 things that you need to have in your life and that you need to know for awareness. You must know your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your interest. He who would accomplish little must sacrifice little, but he who wants to achieve much must sacrifice much. I need to give you these 4 additional trade-offs real quick, and I'm going to let you go because I got to get out of here. I got a hard stop today so I can make some things happen. There are 4 additional trade-offs that I think that I should give you today that will help you develop your guidelines to help your life go a little bit better. Here it is. Number 1, you write this down. Am I willing to give up immediate gratification for personal growth? Write that down. I am willing to give up. I need to say it the way that I hear the Spirit saying it to me this morning. I am willing to give up immediate gratification for personal growth. When it comes to growth, when it comes to success, immediate gratification is almost, hear me, like the enemy of growth. Did y'all hear me? We can choose to please ourselves and plateau. Hear me. But we can also delay our gratification and grow. So really the choice is up to you and how you choose to want to have that personal gratification for personal growth. Let me see if I can help you this way. Have you ever had a job and you had to take a pay cut? Amen. And sometimes the first thing we say, we took the pay cut so we can have money in the house to pay our bills. But have you ever considered maybe you took the pay cut because there's something in that job that you need to know, or something that you need to grow to make your resume even that much more tight, to make sure that you get to where you need to be? One of the greatest lessons that I am learning today in my lifetime is this: taking a pay cut, downsizing is not always a bad thing, because sometimes you can have a whole bunch of money and waste it, but with a pay cut you will know how to save, take more advantage of it, and be more appreciative to what it is that you have. I know I just hurt somebody right there, but it's very good to be honest and tell the truth right there. You have to be willing sometimes to give up the immediate, hear me, the immediate name and lights, the immediate tags and the shares and the like. Sometimes you have to come away from that to be able to say, hey, look here, I want to make sure that I'm walking into a greater place, so I want to give up immediate gratification, so if I grow I can soar a lot higher than this one level. That's number one. Here's number two: I am willing to give up the fast life for the good life. Yes, can y'all write that down, please? I am willing to give up the fast life for the good life. I had to define for myself what is the good life. And this is what I got. I gave the fast life up for the good life. So my good life, watch this here. I think this is the meaning: living in a place you belong, with the people you love, doing the right thing on purpose. Let me get that to you again. Now, this is my definition. You may not agree with it. You don't have to write it down. You can make it, and you can make a tag of it. You can use it the way you want to use it. But this is what I'm believing. I believe the good life is living in a place you belong. Living in a place you belong, hear me, with the people you love, doing the right work on purpose. Okay? Give you two more and I'm out of here, okay? All right, so if you're writing these down, number one, if you're writing this down, is I am willing to give up immediate gratification for personal growth. That's number one. Number two is I am willing to give up the fast life for the good life. Here's number three. I am willing to give up security for significance. I am willing to give up security for significance. The great men and women of history were not great because of what they earned or owned, but hear me, they got it because they gave life to accomplish what they wanted. And I'm telling you right now, you need to live a life of significance. If you have not purchased the book, Intentional Living, I really suggest that you really get that book. It would help your life understand meaning, to understand significance, to understand purpose, and to understand who you are and the value and the call that is on your life. Amen? All right, good. All right, here's my last one, and I got to ride up out of here, okay? I am willing to give up addition for multiplication. Are y'all hearing me? I'm giving up addition for multiplication. My attitude, here's my attitude, and this has always been me, and I think this is what gets me in trouble. It gets me in trouble. What can I do for others? I am learning every day. I can be a friend to people, but can they be a friend to me? I can be loyal to people, but are they loyal to me? I can bend over backwards for you, but would you do the same to me? Amen. And a lot of people's expectations of you, they feel they don't have to follow by the same principle. I'm learning to where I once loved in a totality. There have been barriers that have now came up because of different things that have happened and because of different situations have happened. And my attitude still remains the same, even if we don't have the best of relationships. I'm so far moved, far few and in between with people now. But my attitude is still the same. What is it that I can do for you? I've learned.